Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Bordering Bedtime, your quiet corner in this noisy world. I'm so glad you're here. Whether you're curling up to rest after a long day or simply taking a moment for yourself, this space is for you. No demands, no to-do lists, and no expectations. It's just a small pocket of peace where you can breathe and soften your thoughts and let yourself be exactly as you are. So now it's time to put down your device, close your eyes, and take a nice deep breath in. Then exhale it slowly, repeating this step as many times as you like, focusing it in on your breath, in through your nose, counting 1, 2, 3, holding it, feeling your lungs expand, and exhale through your mouth, letting go of all your tensions and any stress from the day as you do. In tonight's episode, we'll relax in my favorite place. And if you feel like it when you wake up tomorrow, please don't hesitate to reach out to me on social media and let me know about your favorite cozy spaces. I might even use one in a future episode. In each episode, I'll set the space, rambling a bit while I do, describing our surroundings, the sights, the feel, the smell, anything that will help you really feel transported to that safe, serene moment. I invite you to keep your eyes closed and imagine the scenes I create. A bit of a low-stakes guided meditation. Once our space is set, I'll tell you a story or read from an old book, perhaps explore articles from around the web. Really, I have many ideas, and I'm sure we'll explore them all together. So I hope you'll bear with me, as these first few episodes will be a lot of exploration and experimentation. And I'm always here to listen to any feedback or ideas you might have. I can't promise that I will try everything, but I do love to hear from you. So if you're ready, take one more gentle breath in, breathing in as deep as you go, and ease it back out, feeling your body relax more and more with every breath you take. I should say, full disclosure, you shouldn't be listening to this while driving or operating heavy machinery. Definitely not if you're trying to fly a plane, performing surgery, anything like that. Guided meditation and relaxation, it can work a lot like hypnosis. And as I'm sure you know, all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. And you can go as deep or as well, now I've lost the words that I was trying to say. So this might get edited out, but as it's our first episode, I might just leave in the chaos. So I guess we'll both find out. But what I was trying to say is that while I make no claims that I'll be hypnotizing you with my voice, I do hope to help you fall asleep. And I know that guided meditation, it can result in a deep meditative trance. It's very much like hypnosis. And so I want to make sure that, just in case, if you're listening to this, you are in a place where your body will be safe. Let's take a little trip to my favorite, peaceful, and safe space. Close your eyes. You're sitting beneath the shelter of an old oak tree. Its branches stretch wide above like a quiet canopy over your head. Leaves whispering softly in the breeze. A soft blanket and pillows lay about. You're welcome to take as many as you like, to adjust until every inch of your body feels supported and comfortable. If you reach out with your hand, you can feel the solid grounding energy of the strong tree trunk, textured and rough beneath your fingers. It's there to lean on and keep you grounded in this moment. And looking out before you is a placid lake, the breeze causing the slightest ripples along the shoreline, barely distorting the mirrored reflection of the night sky above. Glimmers of starlight dancing with fireflies to mesmerize and enthrall you. The full moon drawing you in, hanging low in the sky and casting a soft silver path over the water, so inviting, beckoning you to relax. A few feet beside us, a small campfire crackles gently. It's warmth enough to keep the chill of the night away, while the firelight flickers across your skin. The scent of smoke and pine drifts lazily through the air, carried along the cool breeze. You can hear the waves' gentle hush as it laps at the shore. A rhythm as calming as a lullaby. Well above you, the sky is dotted with stars, an entire universe on display. You can use your imagination to find patterns and images, or look for your favorite constellations. The universe is before you, and you're safe. This is your place. There are no clocks here. There are no deadlines, no rush. Just you, these stars, and the comforting hush of the world unfolding gently around you. If your thoughts wander as I speak, it's okay. When you notice, gently bring yourself back to the sound of the water, the warmth of the fire, and the strength of this oak tree, the solid earth beneath you, and the sound of my voice. Stay here as long as you like. It will always be here for you. In tonight's episode, I'll be reading a bit from a book titled Beeton's Book of Needlework. It was written by Miss Beeton and is available for download on Project Gutenberg's website. Samuel Butler's Preface. The art of needlework dates from the earliest record of the world's history and has, also, from time immemorial, been the support, comfort, or employment of women of every rank and age. Day by day, it increases its votaries, who enlarge and develop its various branches, so that any addition and assistance in teaching or learning needlework will be welcomed by the daughters of England, wise of heart, who work diligently with their hands. The recent introduction of point lace has brought a finer and apparently more difficult class of fancy work into general favor. Ladies may now, however, confidently commence with our patterns before them to reproduce antique laces for care and patience, with a knowledge of point lace stitches, are alone required to perfect the beautiful work which is shown in existence. Specimens of exquisite old lace constitute the chief glory of women's refined industry in past centuries. Instructions in tatting, in embroidery, in crochet, in knitting and netting, in Berlin wool work, in point lace, and guipure d'art are prefixed to the pages devoted to these separate branches of needlework. The whole work is interspersed with colored and other patterns in point lace, guipure d'art, tatting, embroidery, and designs for monograms and initials, for marking handkerchiefs and table linen. The quality of materials required for each class of work is also given with every pattern. The idea of combining a series of minute and exact instructions in fancy needlework with useful patterns was conceived some years ago by one whose life was devoted to the inculcation inculcation. Mother on a biscuit. Ladies and gentlemen, we have found a word I have not heard. Am I pronouncing that right? Inculcation. Let's see. Of course, there's not a pronunciation guide. That would have been too easy. We're going to go with inculcation. But if I'm wrong, please feel free to let me know in the comments. Although I do hope you've already fallen asleep. It's okay if you haven't. I'm still here. Where was I? Let's just start that sentence over again. The idea of combining a series of minute and exact instructions in fancy needlework with useful patterns was conceived some years ago by one whose life was devoted to the inculcation of the practical duties of woman's life and to assisting her sex in their daily work of household management and refinement. Her great wish was that her book of needlework should be as valuable in its way to her countrywomen as her work upon household management was useful in showing the best mode of providing for the diurnal wants of families. Other hands have brought to the conclusion her original plans. The best attainable workers have contributed to this volume. Only those who knew the extent of the late Mrs. Beeton's design will miss in the pages now before them the touch of a vanished hand. Chapter 1. Tatting. Tatting instructions. The needlework called tatting in England, frivolité in French, frivolitaten in German, is a work which seems, from all accounts, to have been in favor several generations ago. Modern ingenuity has discovered some ways of improving on the original plan of tatting, which was, indeed, rather a primitive sort of business as first practiced. To Mrs. Me, one of our most accomplished artistes in all matters connected with the work table, belongs, we believe, the introduction of the plan of working from the reel instead of the shuttle. By this alteration, the advantage of the shuttle being constantly kept filled with cotton was gained, and the necessity also obviated for frequently joining the thread. And to Mademoiselle Riego, equally distinguished in all details appertaining to the employment of the needle, ladies are indebted for an arrangement. Of course I hiccuped. Of course I did, mid-sentence. For those who know me from my streaming days, it honestly wouldn't be me if I didn't hiccup at some point. Let's read that sentence again. Because why not? We're just here, relaxing, learning about tatting. And where was I? To Mrs. Me, one of our most accomplished artistes in all matters connected with the work table, belongs, we believe, the introduction of the plan of working from the reel instead of the shuttle. By this alteration, the advantage of the shuttle being constantly kept filled with cotton was gained, and the necessity also obviated for frequently joining the thread. And to Mademoiselle Riego, equally distinguished in all details appertaining to the employment of the needle, ladies are indebted for an arrangement by which the same thread used in the making of the pattern is used for the fastening of the work. The old plan only provided for the working of the different portions which constituted the pattern, and then these portions had to be sewn together with the needle and thread. The ingenious workers on the continent have also given much attention of late to the art of tatting, and our instructions now printed comprise what we consider the best mode of learning and doing this exceedingly interesting and fashionable work. Tatting differs entirely from crochet and is composed of stitches forming knots. It is intended as an imitation of point lace and is especially used for trimming under linen on account of its strength. To make the stitches, or knots, a small instrument is used called a shuttle. The shuttle consists of two oval pieces, flat on one side and convex on the other, and is made of wood or ivory. The two oval pieces are joined together by a strong cross piece. The illustration shows the construction of the shuttle. These shuttles are made in ivory, pearl, tortoiseshell inlaid with pearl, and silver. They are also manufactured in colored bone, black, red, and white. The best to work with are the pearl for the white shuttle and the inlaid tortoiseshell for the black shuttle. The prices vary from 6d to 1 shilling, and 2d and 6d each. In selecting a shuttle, be careful to see that the ends close. As if dropped, it soon becomes unthreaded, which is very inconvenient. The cotton intended for the work is wound round the shuttle, and the thickness of the cotton varies according to the style of work. It is better to use the proper tatting cotton because it is stronger than the ordinary kinds. This is manufactured by Messrs. Walter Evans & Co. for the purpose. Their boar's head cotton is also frequently used and answers very well. Shuttles. These are made in 3 sizes. Finest, number 1, number 2, useful medium size, or number 3, the largest. The way to hold the hands. Take the shuttle in the right hand between the thumb and second finger, and allow the forefinger to remain at liberty, and rest under the part of the shuttle between the second and third on the middle finger. Place the thread round the 3 middle fingers of the left hand so as to form a loop, keeping the second and third fingers a little apart, and bring the cotton again between the thumb and forefinger, letting the end fall within the palm of the hand, while the end of the cotton which holds onto the shuttle passes over the thumbnail. To make a stitch, keep the hands in the position above described. Pass the shuttle at the back through the loop, that is, between the second and third fingers. Take the end of the shuttle which comes out from the loop between the forefinger and thumb of the right hand and strain the cotton very tightly towards the right. When the cotton is drawn through the loop, this cotton must not be impeded by the fourth finger. It should, on the contrary, slide over it and be drawn tight. It should divide the loop into 2 parts. After this, withdraw the second left-hand finger, which is above the cotton, and pass it again under the cotton, so as to draw the loop. A half stitch is thus formed, and must be tightened by being drawn closely to the forefinger and thumb of the left hand. For the remaining half of the stitch, keep the hands in the same position, but instead of letting the cotton fall over the thumb, pass this cotton over the back of the hand and let the shuttle fall between the second and third fingers of the left hand in front, and take it out again at the back. Strain the cotton very tightly, withdrawing the second finger from the loop, letting the cotton, which is behind the hand, sweep over the fingers. When this is done, guide the unoccupied fingers of the left hand and this second half stitch up to the other, thus completing 1 stitch. The way to make a loop in tatting. When a certain number of stitches are made, very tightly draw in the loop by straining the cotton until the first stitch touches the last, and thus a loop is formed. During this process, the stitches should be held tightly between the forefinger and thumb. The way to make a purl. A purl is a small loop of cotton, often used as an edging in tatting, as for instance, round the outer edge of the ovals in tattered insertion number 2. The following is the easiest method of making a purl. The stitches are not made quite closely together at the place where the purl is to be made. About 1/6 of an inch is left between each. This space is left free until the loop is made by uniting the stitches. Then the small piece of cotton in the space bulges out between the stitches and forms the purl. If several are required, a small space is left between every 2 or 3 stitches, according to the desired number. Care must be taken in that case that the small pieces of cotton left be all the same length, so that the purl may be perfectly even. The purl can also be made thus. At the same time, with the end of the thread, take the tatting pin or a very large darning needle or knitting needle in the left hand, so that the point may come out further than the row of stitches. If then you wish to make a purl, throw the cotton on the pin before making the stitch. Then fasten the stitch and push it at once close to the preceding. The pin with the cotton should come above the stitches. Do not take out the pin before all the purl and all the stitches are completed and joined together. Joining the work. Place the tatting pin in the loop that is to be joined, and with the hook, draw the thread of the loop, that is, round the hand, through it, pass the shuttle through this loop, and draw it up tightly close to the stitches. A straight or double thread is used to join various parts of the work and forms very beautiful patterns. Without the straight thread, we should be unable to imitate point lace patterns, or indeed to execute any designs but those composed of circles, ovals, etc. To use a straight thread, 2 shuttles are required. They should be of different colors. Sometimes one end of the thread is left attached to the reel instead of using a second shuttle. In commencing a loop, the straight thread is held between the second and third fingers of the left hand. About 2 or 3 inches from the work, the other shuttle is held as usual in the right hand, and the stitches and purls worked with it upon the foundation of the straight thread of the second shuttle. I think that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. Going forward, we'll be reading through several patterns. They're really quite beautiful. If you do download the book from projectgutenberg.org, there's pictures of each pattern, and truly I'd love to see them in person. If anybody does make these, tag me and let me see. But for now, I think it's time to say goodnight. And I hope that if you're not already asleep, that you're well on your way. And I promise to get the next episode up as soon as possible, where we will continue on our journey through the intricate world of needlepoint. Good night.